The Defence Secretary told the House of Commons that Iraq was emerging as a new democracy. He said the UK remained on track to finish all of its tasks by the end of May. It was not, however, a time to be complacent.
Mr. Speaker, sir, I believe a new chapter is now opening in our relationship with Iraq. I want to begin, therefore, today, firstly, with the issue of security. The security situation in Iraq has been transformed over the last year. Today, violence across Iraq is at its lowest level since 2003. While still capable of appalling atrocities, al-Qaeda in Iraq has suffered severely at the hands of both Iraqi and coalition forces. Iraqi authorities are able to deliver security on the ground with only limited coalition support. Coalition forces have trained and equipped over 560,000 Iraqi security forces personnel since 2004, meaning there are now around 4 Iraqi security personnel for every coalition soldier deployed in that country. In parallel, the coalition has worked very closely with the Iraqi Defence and Interior Ministries to develop their capacity both to support the frontline security forces and to exercise effective oversight of them, something that is very important in a functioning democracy. Mr. Deputy Speaker, no one should be complacent, and we certainly are not, about the security situation across Iraq as a whole. Violence does remain at an unacceptably high level in some parts of the country, and undoubtedly significant security challenges remain. But there is good reason, I believe now, to be optimistic about the future of Iraq. And this is very much the mood I found for myself, and I know honourable and right honourable gentlemen have also, in the city of Basra, in and around southern Iraq. The Defence Committee reported last July that the security situation in Basra, I quote, was a world away from what they had seen the year before. And very recently, the US Ambassador in Iraq, Ryan Crocker, spoke of the situation in the south of Iraq as being an extraordinary transformation. I saw this for myself during a visit to downtown Basra last year. The locals with whom I spoke were confident in the ability of the Iraqi security forces to preserve the peace that they now enjoy, and were optimistic about the future, and we should celebrate that. This sense of optimism, I believe, also now is widespread across Iraq.
Mr. Hutton went on to talk about political developments too.
The Iraqi people have embraced democracy with enormous and maybe not unsurprising enthusiasm. The parliamentary elections in December 2005 saw a turnout of over 80%. 2009 will also be a year of elections, not tyranny, with both provincial and national elections being scheduled. Provincial elections planned for later this month will provide the Iraqis with the opportunity to hold to account local politicians, while providing an opportunity to those who previously boycotted earlier elections and those who have renounced violence now to participate in the political process. In Basra alone, an astonishing 1,272 candidates, including over 300 women, have registered to compete for only 35 seats on the local provincial council. Not like elections in my constituency. Religious and ethnic minorities will be guaranteed representation on key councils right across the country. At a national level, political debate is increasingly lively, with political parties beginning now to move away from simple sectarian groupings and form alliances around specific issues, and we should all welcome those developments. Inevitably, there have been problems, but encouragingly, these have been resolved through political dialogue, not through violence, such as the compromises made to ensure the return of the Sunni bloc to government in the summer of last year, and the hard-fought but ultimately successful negotiations on the terms of the provincial elections law itself. The Council of Representatives is maturing as a voice for the Iraqi people. Initially beset by problems of sectarian groupings and absenteeism, there is now an increasing understanding of its role and responsibilities. Now, obviously, significant challenges, as I said earlier, still remain. But as an institution, it witnesses more political debate and questioning than evident under any so-called parliament in the days of the former regime.
This was a strong and upbeat report. Mr. Hutton concluded by telling Parliament that Britain would continue to support Iraq as much as possible, and as much as needed to see the country continue to progress in all its democratic reform.